Ooh.
I am looking forward to be there next year.
Uh,
What an
we are.
opportunity,
We are. Great,
right?
great video. We're still waiting for people to come in, Andreas. We have
Yeah, very good.
51
I see.
attendees. Yeah. But there are like some 160, 70 people registered.
Wow,
Well, let's keep them up.
what a nice enrollment.
Yeah.
What a nice enrollment. We have only 36 at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we can give it a few minutes.
few more
Andreas,
minutes, yes.
so World Chef Congress, how many congresses have you been to?
I have been to Greece, to KL, and to Singapore.
Yeah,
Three
last
of them. Stavanger also. Five. So
2015.
five.
Ah, yeah.
I joined very late. Sorry, but all of them individual. Wow, fantastic, fantastic events, fantastic organization. And now we are going back from Singapore to Europe to Wales. I have never been, I mean, I used to work in England, but I've never traveled all the northern English countries there, you know. So I'm really surprised what we're gonna see over there from the video. Fantastic, you know,
Yeah.
really nice.
Beautiful countryside in Wales, and the Congress is an amazing place, the Celtic Manor, which is
Oh, yeah.
what do you call that? Do you play golf, Andreas? Have you had fun with that?
No, I'm too early for me yet. I'm sorry. Maybe another 5, 6 years.
Yeah, they have an official golf course. It's AGP. I can't remember
Yes,
the
I saw
official
that
golf.
from
Uh,
the program. Wow,
mhm.
probably a lot of maybe Otto is coming from Singapore.
Absolutely,
He's playing golf.
absolutely. Our continental director Neil, he's a big golfer, and he's organizing like a post-congress golf tournament. So those who are
Wow,
interested, they can
World Chefs,
sign
World
up.
Chefs tournament. Very good,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Really good. So we still have people coming in, 41 attendees, so we can give it another few minutes before we start.
Yes,
Nobody will leave out. We have people from everywhere in the world. I can see there Montasser from Egypt. We have Sagar from Pakistan, from Greece, Spiros from Greece,
Middle
Uganda,
East,
Uganda, Philippines, Nelson,
Far East,
Vero,
Asia Pacific. Wow, Romania.
Hassan from Egypt. Yeah, ev- every corner of the planet. Romania.
Very good. Global.
Yeah, Maldives.
Very nice. Did you actually, I have looked at it, the RQCE, our recognition, we started already in 2010.
Hmm?
Very early, right? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yes.
very early, 2010 and 2026 now. Wow.
Yeah, it took a long time to get all the people from all over the globe together in the education committee. That was then John Clancy, right?
Yeah, that's right. John
I,
Clancy, yes.
I think they ended up by locking them in a room in Iceland with the then President Gisser, and he said, "Well, you will not come out of this room until you agree the standards," because
Wow.
everybody had a different idea of what
Yeah,
this.
of course. That's typical education today. Everywhere is different, but everybody talks the same, but everybody's doing it different. So, no, I mean, world standard, you know. I mean, in 16 years, they have really ignited. You know, we have now 130 schools, I believe,
Yeah, yeah,
130, 132, on and off 2 or 3, you know. And very amazing that you come into agenda of culinary quality culinary education that globally everybody agrees on the standards, right?
ex
And congratulations to all the people involved prior to us, their PhD lectures, bachelor holders, educators, to come on this idea to bring this really together. And of course, with previous city and guilds to standardize all these credentials, very outstanding, very well worked with them.
precisely. Yeah. I'm going to just slowly open the presentation here while people are still coming
Yeah,
in, and we are now 5 minutes over the mark, and so I'll just put up the third slide there and maybe give it another couple of minutes because I see people are still coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do this. You can see my screen well.
I can see your slide. Yeah, perfectly.
Good.
Yeah.
So technology is working for us. We have Ayla behind the scenes helping us with all the technical issues that might come up, and we hope none because dream
Touch
team.
wood.
No.
It looks very good. Yeah.
Yeah. And also in the background, we have Diogo, who is our new coordinator, education program coordinator.
Very good.
Recently
Very good
joined us,
assistant
and
to
yeah,
us. Very quick. Very
that's
quick, very precise, very good. Very good administrator. Is also helping us in getting the feedback from the chefs who are applying for credentials, you know.
that's right.
Very good.
That's right. So to ensure that we'll try to answer as many questions on this webinar, but any
Absolutely.
questions that come up later, then Diogo will be able to direct everybody in the right direction from his email education@worldchef.org. So yeah, we'll keep the ball rolling. Now I'm sharing the screen now, so I can't see how many people have come in anymore. Now I need to rearrange my screen. Where do we have this? Participants 48. Okay. Maybe Andreas, I think we can just start with the basic introductions, and people will just join as they.
Yes, very quick introduction of
Yeah,
what is a Worldchef Approved Certification Center. As
So-
in education, we go backwards. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
sorry, Andreas. Allow me to introduce you. We were just chatting, and now let's officially start this webinar. And so welcome to everyone who is joining us now from another one from the Philippines, Grenada, Pakistan, Palestine, Sri Lanka, and so we're really, really happy to see so many chefs around the world. And so I want to just first introduce our newly reappointed education chairman, Andreas Muller, who has a long and magnificent career at the VTC in Hong Kong, an amazing school in Hong Kong, for many years. And we are so happy here in Worldchefs to have Andreas once again chairman of the education committee, because you, Andreas, you were a chairman also between 2016 and 2020.
That's correct. Yeah. Under Thomas Gugler.
Under Thomas Gugler.
Yes.
So yeah, really good team we have together now, and education is really growing stronger within Worldchef, and we're really happy to see that. So yeah, I don't think you need much more further ado, Andreas. I think the people they already know you.
Thank you very much.
The world as
Thank you.
judging and as an ambassador of Worldchefs around the world through all the different competitions in Asia and the World Skills, what have you. I'm still your host, Ragnar Fredriksson, Managing Director since 2009 now. So yeah, I guess I'm a part of the old guard. I never thought I would say that I would be one of the old people on board. But here I am, very happy to moderate this webinar with you, Andreas. But we just want to hear you talking and explaining more about our education programs, and specifically the to become a Worldchef Certification Center. But before I let you, Andreas, take over, now that we made the introductions to ourselves, I think we would like to know a little bit more about who is attending. And so we have a little poll. So please, everybody, if you see on your screen, everybody who is listening, there is a poll asking whether are you representing an educational institution or a culinary school? A very important question.
Yes.
Are you an educator? So we definitely have the right target market here, Andreas, because 94%, 95% of the people are actually working in culinary hospitality education sector, and over 93% are in fact educators. So this very much for this webinar is very much for culinary schools, right?
That's right. We saw that before, that many individual executive chefs or chefs apply and they did not really understood that this is actually more for an educational purpose for institutes or culinary schools.
Absolutely.
No, very good.
Excellent.
So I
That's a
hope
good.
they're going to fill this out, that we're going to have an overall better understanding on who are our visitors.
Yeah. So brilliant. I'll end this poll. I think we have our answer. Let me just go through the agenda quickly and then give the word to you,
Yep.
Andrea. So today's agenda, we're going to just explain a little bit about what is recognition of quality culinary education. Some of you might already have the label. We're definitely going to explain the Global Culinary Certification Program, what that is about, and the mapping we do with the schools for them to allow them to become Worldchef Approved Certification Center. So that is really the content of today. And how that is linked into the digital badges and how it simplifies and fast tracks your school for digital badges. We'll do a little recap, the key steps, how to go through the process, and then we'll answer all of your questions. So just to go straight in and with you, Andreas, Worldchef recognized schools. Maybe you want to tell us a little bit more about the program.
Yes, of course. I mean, just to let everybody know, all the information you can find here, what you see, you will also find on our website with more information. If you're interested, you need more information, please visit worldchefs.org, and then you can look under qualification and, of course, recognition of quality culinary education individually and mapping issues. Overall, Worldchef Recognized Schools represents a global network of educators. As I mentioned before, we have PhD, we have bachelor, we have executive chefs with over 30, 40, 50 years who oversee this and come together and benchmark the criterias, globally criterias, to be called a recognition of quality culinary education, or easily an RQE. For meeting the highest standards of culinary education. This is very important. We want to maintain the highest standards. Become a Worldchef recognized school is stepstone to become an approved certification center. This is very important. There are several steps we need to follow, and everything starts with RQCE first. It is important, of course, if you are working as an educator in a school, we're looking at quality education. And for this, one or more programs in culinary or pastry arts that satisfies one of the following conditions. This is very important. You either run a certificate of 400 to 900 contact hours, or you run a diploma program with 900 to 1,600 contact hours, or you have a higher diploma on your program with 1,600 to 1,900 hours, or even a degree program with above 3 years, all of them with additional internship placement. This is the basic criteria for us to be called RQCE. Of course, there are schools we need to understand they offer only less than 400 training hours for short program courses, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Here we will also review their application, but we can only offer a certificate of an approved training school and not a full RQC. So this is very important. We had so many applications, and then we realized that not everybody really understood what are the criterias for me in order to apply for this program. So this is criterias, very important. Of course, these are the basic criteria. Then we have, of course, maybe the next slide. Do we have the next slide, maybe? Yeah.
That should be me. Criteria still.
You, of course, have to be officially registered, the entity defined by the application, local government, demonstrate a proven history of progress and success in delivering high quality education, maintain documentation of learning methodics. So in education, we call it a syllabus, a mapping, an assessment document. Your curriculum needs to be resolved. You know, we have to see all the criteria of your running this program. All of this And of course, a 12 standard of quality culinary education evidence needs to be submitted. This is all in this application form. So it starts actually with the basics, and then you apply, and we will review all your submitted evidence before we're gonna probably come back to you, ask you to add more evidence. Seldom we're gonna deny somebody. We ask for more information, but it's important for educators who wants to apply for this RQCE to go step by step, and that's happening in the internet. We give you samples on how you can accomplish all these evidence tasks. So these are actually the basic criteria in order to become an RQCE, the qualification recognition of quality culinary education.
Very, very good, Andreas. And before we go into the benefits of RQCE, it would be actually interesting to understand amongst those who are attending this webinar, how many of you are already an RQCE school? So we have another poll. I hope you see it on your screen. Is your institution currently recognized by Worldchefs as an RQCE? And yes, or that no, you're familiar but interested, or not familiar at all. So you can see
very nice.
coming in. And it seems to be a sort of a 30% split. Well, it's changing. Yeah, so please go ahead. We have 40 out of 60 people answered already. So please answer. If you see the poll, yes, if you are Worldchef recognized school, no, but you're familiar with the program, or no, you are not familiar with the program. And waiting for a few more people to answer. We have 70% of participants answering. Let me just give it another few seconds, please, if you can see on your screen our poll. It helps us understand who we are talking to, so we can adjust our message, of course. Okay, so I can see now 70% of you have answered. We have about 40% of you are already recognized. Means that 60% are not recognized schools. So this is very relevant to
very good. Very good. So we know who we can be approaching.
Yeah, and so what I can do is I can share the results here, and maybe Andreas, for those who have not acquired the RQCE label, maybe you can walk us through the key benefits of why become a recognized school.
Absolutely. Of course, everybody's talking about benefits. What do I get out of it when I apply? Can you close that picture that I can see the screen?
There you go. Can you see it?
No, it's still covered.
Oh,
okay. So key benefits, of course. This is for the RQCE. License to use the Worldchef logo and RQCE seal. This is, of course, very restricted. That means that you can use the logo and the RQCE, the qualification of recognition of quality culinary education, onto your school website, that you are an approved RQCE center and you are part of Worldchefs. It does not mean you can just print this all out and give it to everybody else, or you can put these logos into your dictionary book and pass them all to your students, which are flying around everywhere. This is very restricted, but it is possible that once you're an RQCE approved school, you will be allowed to use a logo for advertisement and, of course, your RQCE seal, which you can incorporate on your own certificate. So you have your own university certificates on one side, and you can put the RQCE certificate logo on the other side. Additionally, future in the Worldchef recognized school directory. So we have an online where you can have a look. We have a listed of 132 RQCE schools. Once you've been approved, you will be added there for everybody to see. This is, I must say, very important, because you need to network with other schools to gain even more benefits, to have maybe school exchange, program exchange, curriculum exchange, whatever. This is very important. On top, you have 5 complementing the course listing on Worldchefs approved courses. That means if you want to gain additional course delivery online or in practical, on the spot in your school, you can advertise your courses on our Worldchefs approved courses website, either charged or free of charge, that you get more publicity for your enrollment of the courses. Access to the sustainability education curriculum and exclusive facility training. This is also very important. Once you have an RQCE seal from us, you can go on the sustainability education curriculum website under Worldchefs. Some of the programs are free of charge. You can assign your students, your lecturers, your staff to enroll and get additional certification under this website. Preferential rates on Worldchefs Congress and Expo delegate tickets and discount booth space. This is also very important for your advertisement purpose. Your school wants to be advertised in Wales to boost your employment rate with students. This would be the perfect venue for this, to be seen, to be exposed. You can put all your, maybe you can come and visit with your chefs to do demonstration of courses, what you're doing in your school. So all these benefits are really there to be used. You can use them, make use of this, make your communication with this effort.
Absolutely. And you said something important, Andreas, for your students, because this is also a part of your students becoming.
This is online. This is online learning. Yeah, further education for your students. There's a possibility your students can go to the website, they can enroll. You can enroll them, you can communicate with other schools. What a benefit. I'm sorry. I mean, it's not easy to get.
Yeah, the point I wanted to make is how important it is for the schools who are RQCE that they tell their students that also their students are a part of Worldchefs from now on, and
Absolutely.
they access all the amazing resources, whether it's a congress or competitions or webinars and what have you. And so, and there's another key benefit that is actually the really main issue for today, and that's the what we're going to talk about is you can be fast
global culinary certification. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe before we talk about the become a certification center, Andreas,
Yeah.
I just want just a little bit of housekeeping. If you have any questions along the way, you can see on your Zoom bar there is a questions and answers option. So please type in your questions there, and we will be replying as we go along. And at the end, we'll take all the questions and answers. Sorry, Andreas. So maybe, maybe can you actually tell us a little bit about the philosophy behind the Global Culinary Certification?
Yeah, the culinary certification. Now, once you've been approved as a RQCE, you have 2 options. One is called a fast track option. The other one is the individual application options. Once you have your school approved, and we're gonna see, of course, with all your given evidence, how big is your school, how many students you have, what kind of diploma you have, a higher diploma, a bachelor degree. We can give you the option that you submit your documentation for a mapping. A mapping means that we're gonna benchmark your teaching credentials and your learning outcomes. Is it either a course-based outline approved, or the program-based outline? You can apply with this with us, like a mapping certification. We will then review what in details your students have learned, so that if once you've been approved in this mapping, you're gonna be an authorized certification school. That means you can directly align your students from your class when they finish their semesters or their studies. They can get a certificate from your school. You then provide Worldchefs only the names with the program. They all have a different ID number that they can directly obtain a certification badge, either as certified commis chef or certified chef de partie badge. So this is done automatically once you mapped all your programs, whatever you have, how many you have, this is up to you, in order to get a fast track approval for all your students to be issued immediately with a certification badge.
Absolutely.
So this is, of course,
quick
sorry.
question, Andre, and I pushed the wrong button. A chef is asking the conditions to become a master chef. It's a little bit of a different topic, but please go and see our website for the different levels, and you can see exactly what are the conditions for each and every level. We have handbooks that explain in detail. So I just wanted to answer because I did a mistake there on my little lab.
That is right. That is something about individual application. That comes up the Global Culinary Certification. This is an individual application platform for students, for educators, for executive chefs to apply individual for their badge. So there are also individual application procedures for individual positions from commis chef up to chef de cuisine, executive chef, master chef, executive pastry chef, pastry master chef, and the final, of course, educator. This is not the same what we talk about the mapping of the school programs. This is an individual route, and that is very important. If you want to interested in individual route, you need to go for individual applications and not under a school applications.
That's right. And now, so Approved Certification Center, that brings us to the...
So Approved Certification Center is now after receiving the RQCE status, and once your school is mapped, so you submitted now a program of a certification as a certification in Western cuisine, 1,200 training hours. The outcome afterwards, the chef is able to be employed as a commis chef. Then you apply for the mapping as a commis chef. Once your semester is finished, your school is has been graduated, you can apply this information to us. You send us all the students' classes name, and they automatically will be issued, all of them, with a certification badge of an approved badge for the commis chef. That is only happening if you've been submitted all the mapped documents to us, and only then you will be getting a badge of an approved certification center. That means whatever courses you have submitted to us, you can run them freely, and you directly apply for all the students to get a badge.
Right. And so if we go, so the key benefits, just to summarize.
Of course, this is then, of course, what we call fast track. Fast track your students to global success with fast track certification. Invest in your talent by recognizing their performance and helping them to build a career pathway. Of course, very quick. Instead of applying individually year after year when they finish your training course, you can all do this together. Within 1 month, you have all the certifications ready for the students to go into the industry. And of course, stand out from the crowd with industry relevant and quality assured qualification. As I said, this is global standard. We have many assessors behind to verify all the mapping, to verify all the programs. They all have relevant knowledge, practical academic knowledge from the industry. So this is very important. Key benefits as a certificate center: get your RQCE, get your program mapped, have a fast track application for your students, and you've been issued immediately with some badges.
That's right. And so the allows your students to have a double certification, either as a level of commis chef or chef de partie.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, if you have a certification commis chef from your school, and then you finish, and then you go out in the industry and you work for 2 years, you can always reapply individually on the other badges to go up to commis chef, go up to sous chef, to chef de cuisine. That is now for the schools. Every school has a different program. The commis chef is for the certification program and diploma, maybe the higher diploma, is geared directly to the chef to become a certified chef party batch. It all depends how in-depth your curriculum is. Fast track certification, of course, in a few simple steps, candidates can make the existing qualification go global. Very quick. Fast track grants automatic eligibility for World Chef Global Culinary Certification to holders of qualified certificates with a simplified application process and internationally recognized validation of skills. And this validation of skills is recognized in every country. Of course, it does not allow you directly to get a visa over there. That's something to do with the passport immigration department, right? But certification badge under World Chefs gives you the ability to apply wherever you want to go. And nobody so far, I've been told, or they don't approve my World Chef certification. It is approved globally.
Correct. And so, so that brings us to just to summarize the steps. There have been some questions.
Very important. So first, become a World Chef organized school. Go to the website. There are the 12 steps of approval. Fill in all the application forms. Submit all your evidence and apply to be a recognized school. Once you've been recognized, you will get a stamp approval as a RQCE school. The next step, after you've been approved as an RQCE school, you submit your mapping for benchmarking your learning programs. Mapping is all up to you how many programs you want to send for mapping. Can be one program, can be two programs, can be three programs. We're gonna review all the mapping details, all the skills your students are learning, and we will approve. Very certain we have disapproved somebody, but we will definitely review this one and will be approved. So that means you will have in the end an RQCE logo as well as an approved certification center.
There have been some questions about where to apply, and we can say that all the applications are online. So
at this moment, yeah, that's right. All the applications are online. At the moment, RQCE comes first. Then after approval, the mapping program are separately. It's also in the same folder, but one step below. We are trying to see now if we can directly submerge this one together. That probably will take a little bit time, but at the moment, all information are online and can be accessed by individual benchmarking suggestions on regarding the schools, which school you want to apply, which program.
That's right. And then finally, once all that is done,
of course, yeah, once you have the program all mapped, we will send you this approved certification center badge for your school that allows you directly to submit us all the names of the approved certification program, what you submitted to us, for initial digital badge for your talent, for your students. Immediately, you send us an Excel sheet with all their names, the program name, the program code of your program, what been mapped. We review all the names and we will issue for everybody a badge individually.
Yep. Sorry, I'm typing away, but that's sort of imagine
yeah.
I'm answering everybody's questions as we go, and I see they're coming in. But it's so in fact that sort of brings us to the end, and you are asking questions, and I'm answering as we go. But it would be interesting to have a feedback from the audience. The last poll. From what you have now learned, whether you would be likely to apply for a World Chef Approved certification within the next months. And so people are now answering the question.
It is very important to mention in between the steps to apply for RQCE are very clear and defined on the website. They give you adequate information on what you need to submit as evidence. This is very important. It is impossible for somebody to say, I don't have anything of this. Your school should have everything what is required under this application form. Most important thing is read it carefully through. Make sure when you apply, you first collect all the evidence and put it in a subfolder on your computer before you upload all the information. If you do it once by one, it can take a very long time. But if you read all the requirements, you collect all your evidence, put it on a shared drive under subject batch 1, batch 2, batch 3, that you in the end, when you upload all the evidence, you can do everything together on one time. If you do one by one by one by one, it can take you a very long time. Now, do we have any?
Yep. So we can end the poll. We have 60% of the participants have answered, and we can share the results, which are very promising. We have
Very likely 64%.
very likely, and another 30% likely. So we are very pleased to hear that. And if anybody needs any assistance with their application, then we have the whole team here, Diogo as our coordinator, and for any more how would I say technical questions, professional technical questions, we have our education committee, then managed by Andreas, who is here present and here available to answer questions today. Have I already shared? And there you see the results.
Very good.
Okay, so let me just go back to the questions that have been coming in. If people have questions, I'll stop sharing the poll results if I can. So I do have some questions here. Whether does the center certify on behalf of Worldchefs? Yes. So Worldchefs will then be doing the mapping. We have our internal processes with the education committee that will map your programs and request additional information that will then allow you to have the status or not as a Worldchefs Certification Center. So we have our assessors, is the word I was looking for. We have our internal assessors who will certify. Looking through.
Somebody just sent a message from Indonesia. What stays here? Hi, Chef. My name is Fatih from Indonesia. I would like to ask, if I failed in the course, can I try again in another time? I would need to have more details. We talked about school application, not about individually application. Individual application, you can apply 2 times. We will let you know what is necessary for you to upload all the information. In school application form, you can apply, and we will let you know when we review your application. We will always ask for additional information or evidence. We never say time is up. Of course, it is possible. Do not take 8 months, 10 months, 12 months, right? This application, as I mentioned before, if you collect all evidence, you put it on the side in a folder, you mark them correctly for evidence part 1, part 2, part 3. Get this all done. This will take a little bit time, but it's no point to apply and then you stop and then you apply again. You add more evidence and you stop. It makes the whole process takes too long, you know. I think this can be done within 3 to 4 months if you are a big school.
Right.
Any other question? Do we have any
There's
other?
a question whether do you need to have the local government approval on our qualifications TVEC for you to approve our school? This is a good question. TVEC, Andreas.
Yeah. Every school, when you run this educational, you need to actually have a business license either from the government, from the overall government, or from the education department. Otherwise, how do you gonna get approval for running a school? If it's only an academy, like in Korea, there are many academies, small schools. I do not know, do they need license? Of course, we want to see that your school is registered. To be Worldchefs approved, you don't need to go back to your government and ask the government, can I be approved as another? No, of course not. This is individual criteria. We are a non-profit organization. You know, we don't run. We're not running like a government, right? But every school should normally have a business license. Of course, very important, is your school recognized in the country where you are? I mean, do you have any publicity? Not that you apply and you mention you're the number one in your country, but there is no information about your school, right? This is very important, that you have adequate, efficient evidence to support your application.
Right. Oh, I just missed the Q&A here. Right. I think we have no other questions pending.
Q&A, what is
Wait.
this?
Okay, we are already certified school. If we become a certification center, is only for our students, or can we certify other students? No, so I'll let you answer that. So actually, the question is, if they become a certification center, can they only certify their own students, or can they start certifying other students?
No, you can only certify the students who are attending your class in your applied school. I cannot just get an RQCE and then I go to holiday and go to Sri Lanka and teach 25 students something and give them an RQCE certificate or a badge. No, they cannot. Your school can only use the badge according to the program what you applied for. And we know this program. We will check your school. We will find out what kind of program you are running. And it is not allowed that you can just get an RQCE stamp in your school and then you have other students to be certified. No, this is impossible.
Absolutely. We have a new question. Just to clarify, approved schools or academy and approved particular course are two different things. So maybe explain again, the RQCE is approved school. And how is that different from an approved course?
You see, it's clear. Approved schools, academy, and approved particular course are two different things. If you're gonna run an education, you gotta get an approval from the education department under a business license that you are allowed to teach. This is number one. Number two is an approved course. There is a guideline for the education department to approve your proposed program under a PA status. PA means Program Accreditation Status. Of course, we will check if your program is approved under the PA status from your own government. So, for instance, if you run on the website a program, a bachelor degree with a duration of 3 years in culinary arts, and your application states a bachelor degree of 2 years in culinary pastry, we will definitely send everything back to you to clarify how comes this program is approved by the government. However, your program is irrelevant to the subject you're applying for. You know what I mean? So it is very important. The school needs to be approved by the government business license. Your program, what you teach, if it's of certain hours, and needs a PA status, a program accreditation status, then you should even have a PA code number behind your program, what you want to apply for.
Right. Just for everybody who is attending, if you have any questions, please look in the bar on the Zoom software, Q&A. So if you have any questions, please type your questions in there so we can answer them properly. Otherwise, we lose track. If you just put them in the chat as a comment, then actually we cannot answer the individual questions. There is
Can I get a teacher's license from Worldchefs? No, I'm sorry, you cannot. A teacher's license is issued by the government. Certain government educational vocational school hire you as a teacher. You need a government teacher's license, not a Worldchef Association teacher's guidance. You can apply for an educator as a teacher, but this is not equally to a government licensed teachers where you have to study 4 to 5 years. You get a bachelor degree in vocational education. So it is not the same. And we Worldchefs don't issue a teacher's license. No, I'm sorry.
That's right. So yeah, you can get the Worldchef accreditation, a Worldchef certification as an educator, but first you need to be an educator, correct?
That's right. That's right. What support does WEX provide after being approved and recognized a center? It is all depends on what are you looking for. Can we guarantee you're going to have a higher enrollment in your students? No, we cannot. Can we make sure that your program will be approved in the next PA status? No, we cannot. So you need to be more specific in what you're looking for. You have the opportunity to go online and mingle with 130 schools to expose culinary training and further education with other schools. Definitely we're going to help you. We're going to help you to support this. If you look for a guest chef, we can even help you with this one as well for educational purpose. You can write to us. I'm looking for a guest chef for my students to learn, I don't know, Japanese cuisine, Korean cuisine. Yes, we can help you with this one. But can you make sure that your students will all pass? I'm sorry, we cannot. I have this many people asking me.
We can add into that. We give access to our sustainability education, and so we can implement that in your schools.
Yes.
This is one of the support we provide. Also, if you have any online courses or additional courses that you want to promote to the international community, you can list up to 5 of your courses in our approved course catalog. We do have the Worldchef Academy online where your students can also they can use as an onboarding tool for your new students to go through the pre-commis chef. It helps them prepare for their life as a student with you. Of course, great for your students to be a member of the Worldchef family and hopefully a member of the Young Chef Club in their own country.
Yeah. You see Randall Chen from Malaysia. I see many students uniform carrying WEX logo without being part of national association. Is that legal? I can only tell Randall Chen, I don't know, can he listen or what? Answer live? Do you want to press answer live or what?
Sure.
Okay. Is nothing to do with Worldchefs education. Worldchefs logo can be downloaded anytime from anywhere and then copied and printed on any type of document. What I would suggest you to do is go back to your school or go back to your association to see how you can handle this issue under the association. Maybe you can be frank with the students to ask which school are they coming from, that you can maybe find out which school allows them. Maybe the school is already approved. Nobody knows. Maybe you can indicate where they come. How do they get this logo, and maybe investigate further with us if you want. But this is something to do with associations. We cannot be the policeman everywhere. As I mentioned, the logo can be downloaded anywhere. Of course, thank you very much. You bring this to our attention. If you could maybe help us to identify, maybe by asking them where they come from and give us the information, that would be very helpful.
Yeah, you're right, Andreas. We do not know who is a member and who is not a member of a particular national
I
association.
mean,
We
they
cannot
are
police every individual chefs, but we would love to have a lot of chefs. It's like if you were, let's say, if you are from Andreas, you're from Switzerland, and you are wearing the Switzerland football T-shirt. We would love to have chefs around the world wearing Worldchef logo
yeah.
and
No,
showing that they are a part of Worldchef family. But of course, they cannot misuse it as a pretending that a company or their association pretending that they as a corporate is a part of Worldchefs and using the logo for their own fundraising. So
absolutely.
it's a different approach. But yes, we love to see chefs wearing a Worldchef logo and show that they are a part of the big family of Worldchefs.
And we have,
Usually.
I think we have 6 or 8 schools approved in Malaysia. Bajaira, Taylor University, the school from KKL. Maybe they come from there. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
We have a question whether you need endorsement from
Yeah.
national organization to become a Worldchef RQCE. Now,
No,
you do not, you actually, as long as you comply with the criteria, it's an independent quality labeling program. So it is not based on a membership with a third organization. If you comply with the criteria, then your school is qualified.
that's right. What is the employment plan in education and coach in the future? What is employment plan in education? I mean, every school is different. My previous school in Hong Kong, employment rate, enrollment rate, pass mark rate, retention rate, and employment rate was part of my goal with the government. And I had to make sure, and we had to make sure that 96% of all our students got employment. Okay, employment plan in education. Every school is different. Of course, again, work with your community, with your chefs association. Every association knows many chefs, everybody looking for stuff. You need to motivate them, of course, you know. But is there a course for an education and training of the abbreviation abbreviator? At the moment, no. Everybody is different. Everybody, I mean, for some it is workable, for others it's not. We are looking more into the foundation of certification. Okay. Anything afterwards, you need to go on and find in the community who can help you out with other chefs association maybe as well.
Right. No, there were plenty questions. I just made a little comment in the chat box. If anybody has unanswered questions or they need more information, then please send to Diogo at education@worldchefs.org, and we will make sure that every questions are followed up on. If you have any issues with your application process, then please let us know, and we will assist you through it as well. So if there aren't any other questions, then I think, Andreas, we've
Very good.
finished this webinar. And it
Very good.
will be available if you anybody would like to review it. It'll be available on our Facebook page, on our website, Worldchefs TV, in our YouTube account. So it'll be available for a review and replay.
Very good. So to everybody, if you have further questions, don't be shy. Send them in. Send them to our office. We will definitely give you the answers. And I hope you have all learned a little bit. Thank you very much to be here. I think Worldchefs recognition of quality culinary education and all the attached forms with this application is very very benefit to your school, to your students, and of course to your faculty educators, to your own staff as well, to go a step further, lifelong learning. And we try to give the best from Worldchefs, and I hope that we're gonna see some more schools joining us. Ragnar, I think we have a good outcome. 68% are interested. Let's have a look, and maybe we're gonna repeat this one more time.
Absolutely.
Very
Thank you
well.
very much. Thank you very much, everybody, and we'll be in contact.
Thank you very much. Thank you.